Hello students, myself Dr. C.R. Chaugule, Head Department of English, Gopal Krishna Gokhale College, Kolhapur. This lecture is for the students of BA 3 Compulsory English for the semester 5th. In module 3rd, we have seen writing skills for competitive exams. Now, in this module 3rd, we are going to study the short story After 20 Years, written by O. Henry. William Sidney Porter, 1862 to 1910, better known by his nickname O. Henry, was an American short story writer. His stories are known for their surprise ending. His most prolific writing period started in 1902, when he moved to New York City to be near his publishers. While there, he wrote 381 short stories. His wit, characterization, and plot twists were adored by his readers, but often panned or criticized by critics. O. Henry's stories frequently have surprise endings. In his days, he was called the American answer to Guy de Maupassant. While both authors wrote plot twist endings, O. Henry's stories were considerably more playful and are also known for their witty narration. Most of O. Henry's stories are set in his own time, that is, the early 20th century. Many short stories take place in New York City and deal for the most part with ordinary people, that is, policemen, waitresses, etc. His work is wide-ranging, and his characters can be found roaming the cattle lands of Texas. He had an inimitable hand for isolating some element of society and describing it with an incredible economy and grace of language. Some of his best and least known work is contained in Cabbages and Kings, a series of short stories, each of which explores some individual aspects of life. Let us know the summary of After 20 Years. Main characters in the short story are Jimmy Wells and Silky Job. It is a story of two childhood friends who made a pact or a deal to meet after 20 years. It is approaching 10 o'clock on the largely deserted avenue in New York. A policeman works his way up the street, carefully checking the locked doors of the businesses that have long since closed for the day. Suddenly, the officer of the peace encounters a man with an unlit cigar standing in the doorway of a hardware store. Cognitively, the man tells the policeman that he is waiting for a friend whom he had agreed to meet with at that very spot 20 years ago that day. The waiting man strikes a match to light the cigar he is holding, and in the brief flash of illumination, the officer notes that the person before him has a pale, square-jawed face with keen eyes and a little white scar near his right eyebrow. On his scarf is a large diamond indicating great wealth. The man explains that he and the friend for whom he is waiting, his best friend Jimmy Wells, had been raised in New York like brothers. When they had grown up, Jimmy had remained in the city, but he himself had headed west to make his fortune. Upon taking leave of each other, the two friends had agreed to meet again in exactly 20 years to the hour, no matter their conditions might be or from what distance they might have to come. The waiting man pulls out a fancy watch embellished with diamonds. The officer idly comments that he must have done pretty well out west, and the man responds, "You bet," and expresses the hope that Jimmy, whom he remembers as having been a kind of plodder or idle, has done even half as well. He is confident that his old friend will meet him that night if he is alive. No matter what his circumstances may be, because Jimmy always was the truest old chap in the world. The policeman continues on his way, and the man in the doorway keeps watch as a fine rain begins to fall. After a short time, a tall character in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears approaches and inquires hesitantly, "Is that you, Bob?" The waiting man responds in kind, "Is that you, Jimmy?" And the two grasp hands. The friends exchange pleasantries. Then the waiting man proudly asserts that the West has given him everything that he wants, while his counterpart says he doesn't get everything. He suggests that they go to a place that he knows of nearby where they can get out of the rain and have a long talk about the old times. When they pass through the light, Bob looks at the man he is with and exclaims that he is not Jimmy Wells. He explains that though a man change much in 20 years, the shape of his nose could never be so drastically altered. The other man says that he is in fact a plainclothes police officer, and that the man whom he now refers to as Silky Bob has been under arrest since they met 10 minutes ago for warrants in Chicago. He says he gives Bob a note and says that it is from policeman Wells. In the note, the real Jimmy Wells explains that he was in fact the officer who was with Bob at the site of Big Joe Brady's restaurants at 10 o'clock, but that when Bob struck a match to light his cigar, he recognized Bob's face as the one wanted in Chicago. Jimmy didn't have the nerve to arrest his old friend, so he had left before he could be recognized and found a plainclothes officer to arrest him. Let us know the theme of the story. Friendship is at the heart of this short story after 20 years. The character who does the most talking, that is Bob, seems to be genuinely enthusiastic about seeing his old friend Jimmy Wells. he speaks glowingly about what a great friend Jimmy was, and he relates that he has traveled across the country to see him again. When he is questioned about whether Jimmy might forget about an appointment that was made so long ago, he says that Jimmy was the kind of friend who would remain true to the promise he once gave. Jimmy Wales also takes the bond of his friendship with Bob seriously. He turns up at the appointed time to see his old friend, and finding that his friend must be arrested, he leaves because he is emotionally incapable of performing the arrest himself. The writer O. Henry doesn't tell the readers what crime Bob is wanted for in this story. His criminal nickname Silky Bob indicates that he probably is not known for violent crimes, but for crimes that involve cunning and deception. The diamond watch that he carries indicates that he finds it important to show off his wealth, which suggests that he may be involved in crimes. One thing that is fairly clear that Bob is a criminal of some significance. The police in Chicago have been unable to capture him, but they have watched him closely enough to make an educated guess about the fact that he is headed to New York. The telegraph that they sent with the description of Silky Bob was broadly distributed in the New York Police Department, given so much priority that a patrolman like Jimmy Wales would read it and memorize its details. When Bob talks about living out west, he first talks about making his fortune, but later he suggests that the life that he has been leading has put a razor edge on him, indicating that it has made him tough. Let us see the conclusion. After 20 years demonstrates key aspects of short story writing, including narration, themes, dialogues, and ending. The story uses a clear narrative sequence whereby there is an evidence of an exposition, complication, crisis, following action, and resolution. The characterization is strong, as although there are only two protagonists and one flat antagonist. These characters are vital to the resolution of the story and overall themes portrayed. The story is developed through the use of dialogue, but the themes shown are only evident upon the ending of the story. The ending is constructed specifically to the plot, and although it is surprisingly unpredictable, it is one that is still satisfying and interesting to the readers. I think everyone understood the short story After 20 Years by O. Henry. Thanks for listening me carefully and attentively. Thank you.